this is Brad from pedalpowergenerator.com. We're going to look at the PPG-B300, which is a belt drive pedal power generator bike stand. So we're going to open up the box, show you how to set it up, and hopefully you'll get a good feel for what the product is and how it works. Let's do it. So now we're going to do a preliminary alignment check and see that this rim is lined up with this pulley. It looks like it's pretty good actually, so might need to move the rim over to the right just about half an inch this way. The way we do that is we tighten the left side to push it to the right. So we're going to reach over here and tighten this side. And people ask, well, how tight should we do it? And you should do it enough so we're, once you're on the bike and riding, there's no way it's going to vibrate off. So once you get it aligned, you'll crank it both sides down, turn for turn equally. So now it looks like the wheel is lined up with the pulley. You want that as close to alignment as possible, because it helps reduce friction on the belt. So this is the belt right here, and normally you want to have some needle nose pliers to twist these little tabs here. If you twist the tab, these are adjustable length V-belt. They're really nice, handy for projects like this, and for your car even, have for emergency belt if you need to. That's how you take them apart. And we want to bring it around so the wheel and the pulley right now, and we want to have the tabs so they're facing down. This tab is facing down right now, so it'll catch the top of the spokes, and the spokes will grab this and pull it this way around. So make sure these tabs are facing down, not up like this. This is wrong. So you're going to face them down and bring them over the top of the wheel and around. The tabs are facing down. That means the tops of these spokes are going to grab the tab and help pull it this way when you're pedaling. So we're going to bring it around. Like this. And you can see we have too much here. Here you can see we've got this extra, so we can pull it pretty tight. Looks like we can take off. We don't need this link, so we got to go above it and release it. So take this tab right here with those pliers, twist. You can use your fingernails if you've got strong fingers, and let's try that now. So that feels pretty good right there. Feels like a good length, pretty snug. Once the belt breaks in, it'll need to have another couple of these removed to keep it tight after 50 hours of use or so. So what we're going to do is take it off the pulley, slide this into the hole, and then we got to get this tab right here. We're going to reach through with these little needle nose pliers, reach through the hole, grab the tab, now I've got the tab through the hole, and I'm going to twist it, bring it through, and then twist it back. So now we've got it back together. Okay, so this belt's back together, it's around the wheel, but you'll notice it's hard to get it around this pulley. So first you take it off the wheel a little bit, the bottom part of the wheel, put it on the pulley, and now bring it around the wheel again, and now it snaps into place. So this looks right here, the belt too loose, but you probably should take one more link out of it. We'll try it out and see how it goes, but it should be a little bit tighter than this, because unless you're doing this for small children, and this is fine. But if you want to have more than 100 watts or 200 watts, you need to get this belt tighter, or else this will slip. Okay, we're going to do a quick mechanical check now. We have the chain on the smallest sprocket right here, and that's because it gives us more speed for the test. And let's go ahead and spin it up, and that's the sound of it right there. So mechanically it seems pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and put the voltmeter on and just see what kind of voltage we're getting out of it. Alright, here we got a voltmeter, and we'll put it on DC voltage, which is someone with a straight line. The straight lines mean DC voltage, and we're working with DC right here. And we're on 20 volt range. Also, we have these alligator clips to clip on to the lead, so it holds everything on. So these are really handy, these alligator patch cables. So what we'll do is put an alligator clip on this lead, and put a alligator clip on this lead, like that. So now we can clip these on to the generator. Leads. So right here, these are the generator leads. We'll bring it underneath. We have put the red one on the red, and the black one on the black. Now if these two touch, it won't hurt anything. Right now it can touch, you see? And if you're touching when you pedal, when you spin the wheel, it's really hard to turn this. So that's how you know if these are like a brake system. When they're touching together like this, the motor won't even like to turn, because you're basically shorting the circuit, and the magnetic field has nowhere to put the current. It's going into very, very low impedance, very low resistance, about 0.2 ohms right here. So I can't even turn the wheel right now. It's almost impossible. If I take this off, it's really easy. See? That's how you know if it's working. One way to know. But here we'll do a voltage check. So we'll lean this up here and see what happens when we spin it up. See how many volts we're going to get. Okay, so we'll start pedaling here. We're getting 11, 14, 15, 16, 17. Went over 20, so we got to go up to 200 volt range. 21, 23. So we're definitely getting voltage off of the generator, DC voltage. Okay, so in situations where there's a tornado or power is knocked out from an ice storm, you want to have energy saved in a battery. You get one of these power packs. Here's a Stanley. This one here is called a Duracell power pack. Very popular brand. Has a LED light on it, jumper cables, air compressor, and an AC inverter on this one. So you can take this is a 100-watt light bulb, for instance, and push the button here, and you can turn on the light bulb. And you can check how full the battery is with this level meter here. It's on the 3 lights. This one here, it's got 2 lights. That's how full that one is. And you can charge it through the cigarette lighter plug right here. Here you have a cigarette lighter plug. You can charge with that one. So you need one of these to plug it into the cigarette lighter plug here. Goes like that. So what we need to do is attach some connectors to this wire. So let's try that now. What you want to do is go to Home Depot and get some wire strippers that have some crimping pieces right here. And we're going to take this wire, separate it, and then we're going to strip some pieces off the ends like that. It's about 3/8 of an inch, a little more than 1/4 inch, and then some here. So now we have bare wires, and then twist them like this so that it's twisted, and fold it over, because the connector we're going into is a yellow connector, which has a lot of room in it, and we want to be able to crimp down on it. We should see some of this wire peeking through right here. Let's see if I can get that to focus on there. There we go. And take the crimper, and there's a little line right here where the 2 pieces of metal touch together. That's what you want to put on the crescent moon of your crimper. So we're going to put that on the crescent, and the shark tooth is on the back of the crescent, and it makes a dimple right there. 2 hands, really strong, and then do your tug test. Make sure, yep, it's on there. Shouldn't be able to pull off. Twist this one, double it over. It's a little messy. Straighten it back out. Twist better. There we go. Double it back. Slide on the other connector. And again, put the half crescent over the seam. Okay, so now that one's on there. And the one with the white line is the positive. And you can unscrew this piece and check. Just verify, yep, the white one's on the center. Normally there's a fuse in here. Ideally you want to get the connectors with the fuses built in. But this is basically what we're going to hook up to the generator. So one other quick thing I want to do is take the one that's not negative. So this one is a negative, and just put a black Sharpie on it. So it's really clear this is negative. Black is always negative. I'm going to grab these leads, and black should slide on, and the red to the red. Okay, so that's how that works, and we want to put tape around that to protect them from touching. Alright, so this is like electrical tape. It's made for this kind of thing. So what we're going to do is take a piece off like this and just pull it like that, and put it around the black connector, Ideally you'd have heat shrink and slide it over this and use the heat gun and cover it with heat shrink, but this will work for now. Alright, so we have this plug on here. We want to put our energy into the power pack that has a battery inside. Slide this in all the way to the bottom and you'll see it starts spinning. That's because there's no blocking diode. And if you look at the voltage, we're at 1. Now when we start turning the bike faster than it's going now, it's going to put energy back into the battery instead of taking energy from the battery. So if we push this and we start pedaling, now we're at 2 lights. Battery display. So we've already put some energy back into the battery. We're charging it. So we're up at green now. That's temporary, but now you can see how it'll probably take about half an hour of charging to charge this battery. To stop this bike from spinning, we'd have to put a blocking diode in there. Okay, so here's some parts that are we can use for a blocking diode. So this is a diode that has a rating of 6 amps, which is okay for someone who's putting out about 50 watts. If we're charging the battery at 12 volts, 6 amps, that would be 6 amps times 12 volts, so 70 something watts worth of energy before this diode burns up and gets too hot. Normally you get bigger ones for adults to use to get up to a 200 watt range, but for demonstration purposes this is a simple diode approach. And what we'll do is the silver band on it means that the current will flow this way through the diode, but it won't flow backwards. Now the price we pay is like a 0.7 volt drop across here, which means we'll lose a little bit of energy in this diode as it charges the battery, but it saves us the hassle of the wheel always spinning on us like this. This will just kill the battery if you get off the bike. So in case you want to put a diode in, this is how you do it. We're gonna put a connector on the side that's the dark side. We'll put a female connector on. First we'll kind of double this back to make it more easy to crimp. Put this on here. A little bit more. Just enough to close it. A little bit more. We're not going to cut through, we're just going to smash it down a little bit. There we go. And then crimp this. These are crimpers, kind of a little different than the other ones, but they're also excellent crimpers. We're going to smash this yellow thing down on there, yellow connector. So now we're nice and strong on that piece. And then on this side we have a male spade connector. Again, we'll double this back a little bit. And there we go. Slide that in and smash that down. There we go. All right. Do the test. You have to do a pull test on it. Make sure. So there's a blocking diode, and what we can do is take apart the red connection right here. Okay, so we're going to put the blocking diode in now to this here and this here. And now you'll magically see that when we plug this back into the battery pack, it's not going to spin this tire anymore. So now it's in, tire's not spinning, but we can still charge this. So we'll show how here, if you watch these indicator lights, we'll start spinning. Don't feel anything here, this is only 10 volts. As soon as we get to 12 volts, we're going to start flowing current through the diode into the battery. So 12.5, 12.6 volts. Nothing, I don't feel anything. Now I feel something. So let's see what we got here on our indicator. Now we're charging the battery. See that green there? It's charging. So I'm feeling a lot of load on this for me to charge this thing. If I had my feet on here, it would be much easier because your arms can only do a third of what your legs can do. Your legs are much more powerful. So with my hand it's pretty hard, but with legs we could charge this battery pack up in half an hour to an hour depending how fast we go. And right now it's showing fully charged, but it's not because the battery takes a few moments to settle back down to its steady state. So it's artificially high right now. If we left it for a minute, these lights will go back down. That's why you'll see green, but it's not really fully charged. Okay, so now we're going to talk about elevation. When you're riding, it's nice to have a lift on the front wheel so that you're level when you're riding. Right here you can see there's an incline on the bike. It'll just lift it up in the air, so it's nice to put this in. One thing we want to cover is these locks right here. So once you get this as tight as you can get it, you want to really wail down on it hard, as hard as you can. You should see this stand spreading out like this. Really get it tight. Take these locks now, spin them backwards like this. This lock goes backwards and the other one goes backwards. And that protects you from these sliding out and then the bike coming off. So make sure you use these locks, they're very important. Alright, so now you've seen how to set up the bicycle generator stand, put a bicycle into it, put an adjustable length V-belt around the wheel with the tabs facing in the correct direction, tighten the belt so there's some decent tension on it, take a link out if you need to take a link out to get it tighter, align the wheel right over the pulley so it's straight, check the generator with a voltmeter and you can see how much voltage it's putting out to make sure it's working correctly. And we looked at how to attach a cigarette lighter plug so that you can plug the generator into a power pack which has a battery inside of it. So hopefully that's enough to get you started, and whether you're using this for the classroom teaching STEM or whether you're a prepper or you're just someone who wants emergency power, this is a great solution. Let me know if you need any more help. This is Brad at pedalpowergenerator.com. Have a great day.